What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well today. So in light of the Mini O's being on at the moment, I thought I would hop on the old Deegan replica kit. I've done a few videos on this bike, they all seem to be well received, so I thought it was a good idea to hop on again. I am on the 2020 version of Gatorback. This is the most recent version that we have of the track. We haven't got the newest layout, if there's any layout changes at all. I've never ever actually watched a Mini O's before, ever. As soon as I'm done recording this video, I'm going to hop in Discord with a few of the boys and give it a watch, so I'm pretty excited for it. But just being from the UK and never previously being too heavily involved in the US scene, other than the AMA races, of course, the Pro AMA. I never really saw many races other than that, so it's going to be good. It's going to be new for me. It's going to be exciting. So I'll see how it goes. I have ridden this track previously. If I can count on one hand, maybe the amount of laps though, maybe like 8 or 9 total, but it's a very, very fast track. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spin a couple laps on the main national track here, and then we're going to go head over to the SX kind of hybrid-y type track as well. From my experience, this is the better of the two tracks as far as just like build quality goes. The Supercross track is okay. There's a few bits that don't make too much sense, like some of the jump faces are a bit weird, but I'll show you that when we get to it. But it's these videos where I ride as Deegan. They're actually the only times I really get to ride the YZ, because I can't really use it in the competition side of things too much, because the YZ is a bit underpowered. I know some people use them, some people quite enjoy them, but for me there's definitely better bikes, for me at least. But I am a YZ fan in real life, so I always like getting the chance to hop on these, and I think that this skin looks really good anyway. Like, I really like style bikes when they look amazing, and it gives me a good reason to slap Dangerboy's name in the title and get a couple more views, doesn't it? So this track was made by Rock Chalice, I believe, and I think it was one of his earlier track releases. Quite a well-known name in the community now. Releases a lot of tracks, very consistent with the track releases as well. Always tends to do the more local style type tracks, which is good to see. It's nice that people, we don't always just get like the massive scale replica tracks, we do get some of the smaller ones as well. If you can just, you can see over there maybe in the distance, you can see the Supercross track over there, so I'll give that a go in a bit. But yeah, Rock Chalice has become quite a well-known name in the community at this point, and this was one of his earlier tracks actually. So he done in a very early version in, I think it was January 2020 that he released it, and then this updated version was released in January 2021. So I've never ridden the original, so I don't know how much different it is to this. However, as far as kind of jump faces and things go on this track, I think they're really enjoyable. I don't know how the scaling is compared to the real life track. I feel like there's some jumps on this that I do have to stretch out on the 250. And considering you do get the some of the smaller bikes going around here, I imagine they would find it quite a struggle to go over some of these massive doubles, for example. But I know there are certain people in the game that love these wide open tracks, so there'll definitely be people out there that this track has a market for. Maybe not market, has a target audience for. That's probably the better way of explaining it. For me, it's a track that doesn't really require any thought at all. You can just have a rip around, hold right trigger, and have a good time. There's bits like this where you maybe have to put a little thought into it, but not too much. It should be just a double, and then if you can double out, then fair play to you, but if you can't, just bounce off the top of them. Like little bits like this where you can jump into corners. There's one or two places where you can make up some good time. I've no idea what kind of good lap times are on this track at all. I've never done a proper race on it. The only race I ever saw on it actually was a race that Reese done. Reese Cooper, if nobody's ever watched some of his races, go check them out. They're usually pretty interesting. But I think he just got the whole shot and left everybody. I can't remember what the series was. So yeah, I didn't get too much of a gauge on what the average times are like. But all in all, it is definitely a well-built track. It's one of those where I can look from here, for example, and you see all rolling around the hills, and it's definitely a pretty track. It looks good. Not the most objects off the track in the world, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's what's on the track that's most important. I like that most of the tough blocks, except these ones here, have collisions, as you notice there. The rest do not. I think these ones do, because you can kind of cheat it and jump down this hill here right in front of me, which actually I'm going to see if I can do on the 250. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a stretch, but we'll give it a go. There's no way that I'm doing it staying on the track. You're just going to have to jump over the track, and I imagine if there was an actual race on this track, then it would definitely count as cuts anyway. There's no way that he's made this track and not put the timing gates to make this not doable. Oh, survive. There you go, that wasn't too bad. But yeah, you can, all of these other bales here that you see on the left and back there, none of them have collision files in them, so you can just ride through them with no issue, which on a lot of tracks I do like. I definitely think that like Supercross tracks, for example, definitely have a place for collisions. I believe that you should be punished for kind of going near the edges of the tracks on the Supercross tracks, because it can quite often lead to a massive advantage. When you've got tracks like this where they're more fun based, or hang on, get a turn, there we go. I don't mind then there being no collisions. This isn't a track that's heavily raced on by any means. I think purely for the reason of, because it is so wide open and there's not too much diversity when it comes to track lines, they probably wouldn't offer the greatest racing in bikes. I feel like it's one of them tracks where if you can just apex as much as possible, then you'll probably win. And there's not a whole lot really that, once you spend a couple laps on the track and you know where it goes and you know what your braking points are and all that stuff, there's not really a whole lot you can do wrong on it. So I think it just comes down to the start at the end of the day. If you get a whole shot and you can have a good couple first laps, then you're chilling, you're laughing all the way home. What I'll do, let me finish this lap out. There's only like 2 corners left, a couple jumps. 2 or 3 corners, sorry. I think I definitely miscounted it. Oh, okay, we're on Monza in F1 apparently. We're going straight through the chicane, but that doesn't matter. Maybe we'll get over this jump cleanly for a change. There we go. And we've got this little single, tiny little step down over here, then 2 180s, and that is the lap done. And then I'll head over to that Supercross track. I've not completed a full lap of that Supercross track, if I'll be honest. I have done like 2 half laps, just going over there and messing about a little bit, but I've never seen the lap through from start to finish, so this will be a first for me. So hopefully it doesn't go too wrong and too painful. I know that when I get it myself when I watch videos of people playing the game and they're crashing every other jump because they don't know where they're going. It can be a bit frustrating to watch, so hopefully that doesn't happen here. Let's see, there we go. So I believe that is the finish line. Let's see how it goes. So I've noticed this is more of a hybrid track. Obviously forgive my ignorance with not being 100% up to date with how the Mini O's work, but this will be my first year, so I'm very excited on that. And I always like learning and seeing how other countries do it as well, and I am very jealous of the racing scene in America. I wish it was like that in the UK. Sadly, we just get tracks shut down everywhere for noise complaints. It's just that we don't have the land that other countries do, so a lot of the time you'll find that you'll get houses or people that live nearby to the tracks make the noise complaint, and then they just get shut down straight away. It's always been an issue, especially where I live in the southeast of England. We're so scarce when it comes to tracks here. It's ridiculous. It is declining every single year, which is sad. There's some tracks that will never leave. There's some that have been here for, well, much longer than I've been alive, so that's good to know. I don't know if I'll be able to step on that actually on a 250. Maybe a 450 I could step onto that. Is that a lap already? Oh, okay, so the tracks are really short actually. Yeah, okay, no, fair enough. And I'm guessing that timing at the top is just going on from when I was doing a lap of the national track. I don't actually think that there's kind of separate timing for the Supercross track at all. I could very well be mistaken there, but I don't believe there is. Thankfully, a lot of these jumps as well were fairly easily doable on a 250. I imagine a 450 might be a little bit overkill. Not so much on the national track, definitely on this Supercross track. I think you could even get away with riding a 125 to be honest around the Supercross track. Everything seems it's weird. So some jumps seem very like pointy and sharp and send you high, and then others seem really mellow, so you don't go too far at all. But knowing that this was one of Rock Challish's first tracks, really, I'm not going to hold that against him. I can only imagine what a state of track would be that if I made one. Knowing me, I'd get into it, learn how to do everything, spend months on trying to get it how I want, and then realise that my actual skill will never get me to get the result that I want, and then just never release it. Some of you have seen the video that I done on Sim, actually, on my Sim track that I made, and God, that was god-awful compared to some of the things that came out on that game. I definitely think that my quote-unquote talent or skill lies in the racing side of things rather than the creativity side. I'll keep the creative side for YouTube. I'll stick to that. That's about as creative as I can be. I feel like I can triple around that corner. Hang on, let me spin around. But I don't want to cut over the bales too much is the issue. I feel like I'm just going to have to hit this whole section again because you've got to carry your momentum there. Let's go around here and then little tabletop, Supercross. Is it Supercross triple or just a double? This one's a double, then it's a Supercross triple. Let's kind of jump to the right, see if we can apex it a bit. Up and over. Oh, that was close. I tell you, my issue there is I grabbed the front brake in the air. I got combined brakes on. I should have just grabbed my back brake only, and I think I could have got away with that. It's where the front wheel landed, and it was looked up and slightly sideways. It just completely washed out on me straight away there. But that's nice. Good to know that there's some interesting lines that you can make up, and I'm sure that there are people that are much better than I that have ridden this track a bit more, that have some actual good fast lines around here. But overall, I think that's going to do it for me for this video. I will put the link to this track in the description. I feel like I've forgot to do that recently on a few videos, so, which I do apologise for. I will be trying to remember to do that again. And if you haven't seen me use these Deegan skins so far, I probably should have done a little bit of third person to show you as well, but these are what they look like. They're a very, very good, accurate replica. And I enjoy using them as well, because it gives me an excuse to run the Yami, because I think they look so good. And obviously if you're a Dangerboy fan, like I know most people are, hang on. I feel like he's one of the people, you either love him or hate him, so if you are a fan and you want to get your little fix, then yeah, give it a shot. I'll put the link to his bike and his gear in the description as well. And that'll do it from me. I asked for it every video, but I'm still going to keep doing it. If you did enjoy the video, please do drop a like to show your support. It's really, really appreciated in getting the video out to more people. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. I post almost every single day, and would love to have you here on the journey. And that'll do it from me. Have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is that you're up to. And until I catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
Got bad shit all up in my mind right now. Fuck it, give me a minute and I'ma let it all out. I don't give a shit about an opinion, be another dimension when I wake up. Bitch, it's time to fill the cup. Got no fucking love, I feel so stuck on my luck. Get fucked.